That's all I'm going to do for you.
Oh.
Yeah. So if either of you like are in, if you're in admin, it might be easier for you just to set up a stream real quick on your PC and just screen share on your Twitch. I'm sorry, on your Telegram, and just screen share the Twitch broadcast. If you want.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, I should be able to pop in over there.
If I just open a video chat on Telegram.
Yeah, and don't allow others to talk.
Okay.
That way they won't be asking questions and wondering why we're not answering them. It'll just be a remote.
Kyle, do you want to post in the Telegram that we're doing that?
Yeah, we're going to try. Let me get it set. Let's try to get it set up to see if there's time right quick. I'm getting on this computer now. Renteez.
We got about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. So yeah, so I just started a.
Shilly Vision just joined over there. If you want to give him permissions to screen share.
Okay, so if I click. More.
And the grand prize winner, the Hypno Shilly. All glory to the Hypno Shilly.
Introducing Renteez. Do you own rental properties, but want to find an easy way to manage them, but with more benefits? Renteez is an innovative project combining the blockchain and the rental property market. Property listings, application processes, background checks, and managed repairs to your property. But here's where it gets interesting. Both landlords and tenants can stake their rent using the Renteez ecosystem, allowing both sides of the market to profit from what would otherwise be just another rental payment, which is the true value and uniqueness that Renteez brings. And collecting rent is as easy as ever. Renteez takes the pain out of rent collection process by putting all your data front and center, so you can manage rental collection for all your tenants in one simple place. And flexible payment options at no extra charge. The Renteez founders own over 100 rental doors and have been a part of multiple highly successful startups, including the dev team that created Yellowcard, the premier crypto wallet in Africa. Renteez, the rewarding rental experience. To learn more, check us out at renteez.com.
You best start believing in shitcoins, Miss Turner. You're in one.
If you want to view paradise, simply look around and...
Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are, and welcome to the Shilly Shitcoin Factory. As you guys know, we do call ourselves the Shitcoin Factory, but we pride ourselves with bringing you solid, legit projects on the blockchain. We're here today. I've got in the studio with me, I've got Augustus Gloop. Gloop, you want to say hi?
Hey, everybody.
All right. And then we've got the golden ticket over here as well. Now, I'm going to call him Ty a couple times. I'm going to slip up on that. It's just the nature of the beast. But that's we got Ty, or the golden ticket. You want to say hi?
Yeah. Hey, what's
All
good,
right.
everybody? Sorry, my mic was off.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So, yeah, we're all here today, and we're bringing, we've got a project that's actually live right now, or launching on Cookie Sale. The pre-sale's live. The soft cap was already hit. So, but you're able to go and be a part of this pre-sale while we're discussing this. Or if you want to listen to the whole thing, that's the great thing, is listen to it. If you have any questions, we'll cover them at the end. But we've got a real solid project here today with a lot of potential, and, you know, not financial advice, but I think that we're being gifted a wonderful opportunity of being able to present this project to you at its infancy, basically. So we've got the team from Renteez here today. And just to tell you a little bit about what I know, Renteez is bringing the real estate market to the blockchain, basically. That's the easiest, quickest way to put it. But these guys are going to elaborate what that means, what that entails, and what's in it for you guys if you decide to invest, as well as, you know, whatever the future may bring. So we've got Chris and Kyle. Both of these guys are doxed as well, and the entire thing's been audited. But let's hear from you guys. Hey, Chris, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. Really appreciate it. Like you said, my name's Chris Nordstrand. I'm one of the founders and CEO of Renteez. Just a quick background of myself. I've been in the real estate game for about, I'd say, 9 years now. Whether it's purchasing homes, flipping houses, doing rental properties. I'm also a real estate agent. I've been one for 4 years, and before that, I was a residential service electrician for 6 years before that. So basically, the ins and outs of real estate I've been in. And as far as the crypto side goes, I've been trading crypto for about 10 years. So I was there when Bitcoin was pretty dang cheap, and I probably did the same thing that a bunch of you guys have done too, and had a bunch and sold it when you need it. And kicked yourself afterwards. So yeah, I've been around the crypto world for a while, and so yeah, super excited about Renteez. I think we've got a pretty good utility for this token, and excited to share that with you guys.
Awesome.
Hey, what's
Yeah.
up, everybody? Oh, sorry. You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead.
We appreciate the hell out of you guys letting us come on and chat about our project. We're super excited about it. Chris approached me last year and had this really great idea about property management software. My quick background on me: I bought my first rental 18 years ago and have continued to just build my portfolio. So I've got a fair amount of experience on both mostly all landlord side, but dealing with essentially property management software. And that was the idea Chris brought to me last year, was an idea to build a new company, which was innovative in the way that we can introduce crypto. And there isn't a platform out there that's doing what we're doing, where you can actually pay your rent with crypto. That's what we're all here for, right? Is to try to figure out how to implement decentralized finance into the everyday life. And the majority of us that are in the crypto space are renters, and how nice would it be to be able to actually pay your rent with it? So yeah, pretty excited to get into that with you guys.
Absolutely. Well, you kind of went ahead and told us a good bit. That's as far as one of the big things there is being able to pay your rent with crypto, and I think that is absolutely something that's going to have to come in the future. So why not be the front runner on it? And I've got to tell you, from what I've looked of, and I haven't personally seen the platform beyond any of the screenshots or anything that's in your Telegram or website, but from what I've seen, it's an incredible idea. So congrats, hats off to that. I think I do think that it's something that's sorely needed and could be used within. So for sure, we are just as excited to have you guys as you guys are to be here. That's for sure. So we've been waiting and looking forward to this. Let's see what we've got. All right, so I'm looking here, and you guys have already hit you've already hit the soft cap, which is great news. So currently you're at 50%, 50.8%. So I think there's still a great advantage. If anybody needs any assistance finding this, we do have the exact cookie sale link. So make sure that you're only using the cookiesale.io link. If you have a problem finding the token, we can walk you through it. But if not, the direct link is preferred. But you can go on there and actually, purchase into the Renteez pre-sale at any time that you would like or anything like that. So, all right.
Something important, if you don't mind me just implementing something real quick on that. We've had some issues with people on the pre-sale where the cookiesale.io link was not loading. They'd get just a white screen. You can avoid that entirely if you access cookiesale.io through your wallet browser. So MetaMask or Trust Wallet. Access the browser in the wallet and then navigate to cookiesale.io, and it should go pretty clean and smooth.
Yeah, you have to have your wallet connected in order to view anything. So yeah, that's very important.
All right. So we had a couple questions that we wanted to ask, but I wanted to we kind of broke down what it, as far as what you guys are in a bulk there. Now, the software that you've got, is it currently being used or is it under development, or you want to elaborate on the actual software side of it, or is the program that you offer?
Yeah, so we are currently under development right now. We've got a target date for mid-June for a launch date, and that's going to be of a minimum viable product. So we'll be able to have landlords list their properties, screen tenants. Tenants will be able to search for properties, do that whole screening process. And then basically the entire relationship from landlord to tenant can be done through our software. That includes maintenance requests, that includes paying rent, communication to the landlord, so setting up monthly checks, things like that. That can all be done through our platform, and that should be around mid-June is what we're shooting for.
Okay, so mid-June, that's definitely a tangible date, I think, that would be applied there. And do you guys have any clients lined up, or have you started reaching out to any landlords? What are the plans that you guys have for onboarding landlords? Yeah,
so he might not know this, but I'm using Kyle for his connections. That was one of the main reasons I brought Kyle on. Is he's very he's very connected in the landlord world. He's gone on masterclass type retreats with a lot of the guys from Bigger Pockets. If you guys know that podcast. And so not only do we have a decent amount of rental doors ourselves, we're over 100 rental doors between the three founders. But Kyle is really connected in that landlord space. So we've got some beta testers lined up. And those beta testers are kind of spread around the United States, which is nice. And then we've also got a decent, like I said before, a decent connection in that community. So we're going to start off with a really good base of landlords and tenants. But then obviously we're going to start marketing once we've got our product up and running and quality.
Okay, yeah, that actually answered the question really well there. So you guys have good connections in the area that you're in, but all over, you're expanding all over the U.S. So are you planning on going anywhere overseas, or is this going to be a U.S.-based project mostly?
Yeah, right at the beginning. So we're all about quantity over quality. Or let me back up.
You're right. Yeah, I got you.
Quality with an L. Quality over quantity. So we're going to hit this beta phase really super hard, and then we're going to launch to the United States only at first. And we're going to, we've done a lot of research on our competitors. Our COO Matt Vitalero, who's not on the call today, but his main job here for the last few weeks or even few months has been to be looking at what our competitors are doing, and our entire goal is to identify the things that suck. So getting some feedback from landlords that are using our competitors' software and eliminating the stuff that sucks, or at least making it a heck of a lot better, and implementing that into our software itself. And then we'll go to the United States. And once we've got that reputation that we know is coming, where everybody wants to use us, we'll start, cross-bordering some things.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, it does. It sounds great to me. I think that's a good, smooth, organic start. That's what we firmly believe in. If you want the people that want to be a part of your project, not the people that are just there because they're wanting to make a quick buck. You want the people that are there to help support you along the way and grow with you. So, yeah, that sounds awesome. Starting off a little slower a little smaller, not slower, but smaller in the U.S. and then going global is always best. We are as well are based in the U.S., hence the Eastern time zone and everything. So we do cater worldwide to people as well. We understand that, but I think with your platform, this is something that could be utilized worldwide without a problem. So I think once you guys dominate the U.S. market and hit the ground running with this, I can foresee it going being something that could be used worldwide. I mean, everybody rents. That's another question that we did have. Are you guys going to look at onboarding any business rental like that rent properties over homes?
Yeah, I mean our platform is set up pretty well for residential, but the payment processing, the leasing options, all that stuff can all be done for businesses as well. So our marketing focus is going to be more on residential, but implementing that, it will be pretty seamless. So
I definitely wanted to ask something really quickly. Were there any incentives for referring your landlord to maybe sign up for this service?
Oh, Kyle, you want to tell them our plan on that?
Yeah, we haven't discussed exact incentives. You're talking about if a tenant approaches their landlord and says, "Hey, I found this kick-ass property management software that I think would be great for you and I." Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I love the idea, and we've discussed the idea of incentives, but as far as what those specific incentives would be, no. However, some of the things that we've discussed but not agreed to implement yet are things like maybe we could even cover the cost of the tenant application fee, because there is going to be an application fee just like there is at every property management company. But if we get, we can discuss referral fees and things like that. We just haven't put that payment option, or excuse me, that incentive option together yet. So it's on the drawing board. It's just we haven't circled the option that we're going with yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've actually got a little bit of expansion to go off of that as well. Kind of in the same light as that question. So actually, I believe it was PayPal that we looked into their kind of user base incentive program, where they were able to increase their users by, it was like thousands of % in, we're talking like weeks. And how they did that was say a landlord signs up with us, and then they have 2 or 3 landlord buddies. We're going to pay those landlords. And again, this is drawing board stuff, but we really like this idea. So we're going to pay and offer incentive for these landlords to refer and bring people on. Because, why reinvent the wheel? PayPal grew their user base like crazy from that model. And so we're going to adopt something similar to that and launch that pretty early on. So,
and the reason we've kind of focused in on the landlord side of the incentive part, it's not because we're anti-tenant. It's a symbiotic relationship. We need landlords and tenants to make our progress or our process work. The reason is because the landlord is the one who pays a monthly subscription fee to be a part of Renteez. It doesn't cost the tenant anything. So in order to incentivize the landlord to spread our name and get their people in their network to sign up with Renteez, then we'll be incentivizing them. I actually really like the idea that you gave, or just the question that you asked about how we can incentivize tenants. And I like the idea because they could be a great referral option for us as well. So we'll discuss that a lot more. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I did have a question as far as that. What type of cryptos are you guys accepting? And on the tenant side, this would lead into an incentive for the tenant, by the way. On the tenant side, are there any fees? You know how some places would charge a 2.9% credit card fee or something for say. Are there any fees that the tenant will be facing on their payment side?
Yeah, so the call, actually, we were on another call while still working out the Shilly Wonka stuff. We're partnering with a third-party payment processing company. We've got 3 or 4 that we've interviewed so far, and we're kind of breaking down how that's going to integrate and what's going to work the best for our company. And as far as the fees go on that, like debit card fees and things, that's going to be based more so on that payment processing company than it is for us. And we'll have more info on that as we kind of nail one of those down.
Understandable.
Now, to give you, if I could even, maybe we need to back up for just a second and kind of explain how this process works, just very briefly. This isn't going to take a long time. Essentially what happens is we look for we look for a landlord that wants to sign up on the platform, right? They look at our software, they look at the way that our ecosystem works, decide that they want to sign up with Renteez. They create an account and they list their property on our account. When they list their property, they can choose what kind of payments they're going to accept. Because let's face it, a lot of landlords are old, 50, 60, 70 years old. Maybe they're not interested in crypto, or they don't want to accept crypto as a payment. We don't want to lose out on the ability to make revenue as Renteez property management company because we require our landlords to accept crypto. So we give them options. We let them take traditional ACH or bank transfer payments. There's going to be a credit card option on there, which does come with a fee. Like Chris said, we're trying to figure out which option, whether it goes to the tenant or the landlord. That's all still in the works. And then the third option is crypto. Now, if they choose that, they check the box that they're not going to accept crypto, then the tenant that comes on has to understand that they can't buy with Renteez coin or a stable coin that we'll be hosting or any of that type of stuff. So the option is going to be up to the landlord how they're going to accept. But the tenant can still buy Renteez coin, stake it online on the website. We'll have a hosted wallet on there. They can stake that, which would be their rent that comes due maybe in 10 days, stake it, earn rewards on it, unstake it at the time that rent is due, pay with traditional ACH, and all is good to go. Hopefully that gives some clarification on how it works.
Yeah, that actually does clarify a lot, and sounds great. Yeah, so they'll have the option to choose that. And I also heard in there, and we want to make sure we do. We've discussed a lot about the platform, and I did want to cover that, but we did Renteez coin as well. So the Renteez coin, though, tell us the benefits of the coin. Or, I know you just said you kind of briefly went over it as far as staking for the rent and everything else. The Renteez coin from a landlord specific side of it, what would the benefits be to them?
Yeah, so one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we kind of emphasized in the token creation, the smart contract, was we want to make this beneficial for all parties. The idea was birthed for tenants getting perks from owning the coin, staking the coin, using the coin, all that stuff. But within the tokenomics, I think we've built a pretty incentivized use case for people holding it. So landlords will have the option to stake Renteez coin as well. Actually, to be honest, everyone will have the option to stake it. That's going to be directly on our platform. But then the tokenomics, if you don't mind me going through those real quick. So we've got a 9% transaction tax. There's some info out there that had it as 7%. We just implemented a new piece to our smart contract that we're actually extremely excited about. It's an additional 2%. And so that 9% is broken down with 3% being redistributed to all holders. So that's on a tiered basis where the more Renteez coin you hold, the more you get. So 3% goes to redistribution, 2% goes to back into the liquidity pool, hopefully kind of stabilizing that price point. We've got 2% that goes to marketing and development because we're always trying to improve. And then 2% is going into what we call BIRO, and that stands for B&B in, Renteez out. And so 2% is being fed into this wallet. It's a frozen wallet, so we don't have access to it. It's built on a smart contract that its only purpose is to hold that token. And then once a month, it will redistribute 5% of that pool back into the staking pools. So as people are using the coin, as it's being used on our NFT marketplace, as it's being used for rent, for staking, all that stuff, it's accumulating these taxes and just basically creating a supply and demand within that liquidity pool that theoretically raises the floor of that price point as we go along. So we're actually really excited about that. The concept was created by Brew Labs. They're a partner of ours. And yeah, we adopted it. The second they launched it, I told them, like, yep, we want that. So they built it into our smart contract, and we're super excited about that. So, it kind of just reflects the vision of our entire project, and that is we're not a shit coin, we're not a meme coin, and we're a long-term project. For the longer you hold, the better it's going to be. So we really tried to make that happen.
Yeah, and Brew Labs, those guys are great. That's actually we're pretty familiar with using Brew Labs on a few other projects that we've been a part of. The staking, is that who you're planning on using for the staking as well, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so we're going to have our staking pools before we launch our platform. We're going to host our staking pools on the Brew Labs platform, and then once we are up and running and we've got our product going, then we'll host the staking ourselves.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Well, those guys are great. So I have full confidence. That's a good starting point for staking as well. So for sure. I didn't want to skip over a question that's in the background because it's a very solid question. And Crystalline is asking the software. The software, does it include all of the things that her job would need, such as background checks and the eviction process, as well as just the rent?
Yeah, good question. Absolutely. So we, like I said a little bit at the beginning, we've been doing our research on our competitors, and we are going to be offering all of those things. We're going to have maintenance requests. We're going to have the ability for tenants to take pictures and videos of things that they're looking for maintenance and repairs. It'll be sent directly over to the owner for facilitation, and probably in phase two, maybe phase three, depending on how much work this is for our back end development team. We will be implementing a preferred contractor list as well, so that the jobs will actually be sent directly to them if the landlord agrees to allow this, up to a certain dollar amount. So in traditional property management, say if there's a $300 repair, a landlord, whenever they sign up, says, okay, if the repair is $300 or less, just do it. You don't have to ask me. So we're going to be implementing those things as well. But yeah, there will be credit checks, background checks, rental property history checks, all of these things that the landlord can choose to require before renting out, agreeing to rent out to a tenant.
Well, not to try to use any buzzwords that you guys probably steer away from or whatever, but do you guys do you foresee yourselves becoming the next like a Uber or rideshare of renting property? Like, I think it could be that big personally. I'm not trying to. I just feel like that it's. I'm curious what your future holds. Is that your goals in the future?
Oh, I appreciate that. That's a nice compliment. And at least I took it as a compliment.
No, it is. That's how I was trying to make sure it was worded as a compliment as well. So I was like, okay, I want to make sure you guys take this the right way. I don't want to compare you to Uber for any political or hatred or love of the company. I'm just saying, they are, and they did kind of create a certain category there, and it seems like that's what you guys are perfectly capable of doing. I see the potential in this, and that's what I meant by that.
Well, we are going to be the monsters of the property management software world. I mean, we're going to be the ones that when people think of property management software, they think of Renteez. We're innovative. We've got software as a service, which means it's fully hosted online. There's nothing for a tenant or a landlord to download. They can log in one day, do whatever they need to do on the software, and then log in the next day, and they'll have a different experience because we did an update. They never had to do anything. So the ease of use part of this is going to draw in a lot of people, because our competitors, it's really confusing stuff. It's 15 different clicks to get to certain pages. It makes things really tough to navigate around. So our development team is just kicking ass on creating this software that's easy to use. Everything's right there in front of you on your dashboard. And as far as future iterations go, we've got things like short-term rentals that we're going to be looking at. Again, this is quite a bit farther down the future. We are going to be licensing this to larger property management companies, but not at first, because we don't want to jeopardize their ability to do business, because we're still trying to work out the kinks right after launch. Like I said, we want quality, not quantity. So once we get this to the point where we can't fail, then we'll be ready to start expanding into these other markets.
Yeah, and actually, if you don't mind, I'll kind of speak a little bit into that last part that Kyle said. My wife can attest to this. I have seen it in basically every industry, and I'm sure you guys have too. The lack of customer service and the lack of quality craftsmanship out there is really depressing, actually. And there's just a lot of people nowadays that like to cut corners, and they're looking out for themselves, and they just it's just a bad environment across the board. And we've kind of made it our mission to make it to where people will have that easy to use software, good quality, it looks good, is easy to use, and also our customer service is going to be our number one priority. So, if you go onto our website, you're getting a service and an experience, as opposed to just something that you're paying for to use, a product that you're using. And I think that those mission and vision values, I think, are going to take us a really long way, especially in a world that's filled with a lot of people cutting corners.
I agree with you.
That sounds great, guys. Golden Ticket here. I had a question. You guys said you're gonna start out in the United States. Do you have any intentions to like start out in a particular city, or perhaps like based around college campuses where there's a high amount of renters or anything like that? I feel like if you got like one big renting spot near a couple campuses, you'd basically be set.
Yeah, and that's a good market, but we're not going to limit ourselves to any particular market. So to answer your question, we're actually going to be kind of all over the place. We've got beta testers who have already agreed to work with us in Florida, Arkansas, Texas, Idaho, Oregon. Am I missing any, Chris? I think that's probably where the majority of our beta testers are going to be located. And then from there, it's the biggest issue that we're going to be facing, or the biggest challenge, I guess, is each state has different laws for landlords and tenants. So each state, we're going to have things like rental agreements that are applicable to the laws of the state where the property is located.
Hey, that sounds like a great start. Those are some good states. I'm in one of them.
Nice.
And you guys, I was reading over the back because I want to make sure we touch on everybody's questions. And this is a great idea or question in the background. I know that an NFT marketplace is in the future. That's on your roadmap. But Bitbur in the background has asked, will the property have its own NFT given to the owner and leased to a renter to prove ownership and prevent squatting? This is just an idea, I guess. If a tenant makes improvements, they could sell the NFT back to the owner, including some of the equity value gained. I guess that's a pretty interesting concept. So what are the NFTs? Yeah. Elaborate a little on that.
Yeah, the world, as you guys know, the world of NFTs is so vast, and really people are beginning to come up with these different ideas and concepts that you can use NFTs for. And to be 100% honest, that's why we created the marketplace, because we wanted to be able to create those and sell those within our own platform. As far as that particular idea, it's funny because Kyle and I have gone on, I think this is our 21st AMA now. And so, we've gotten to talk to a lot of different people that have a lot of different ideas, and there's usually one or two that pop up on these AMAs that we're like, oh man, that's a good idea. And so we write them down, get them in our idea bank. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's something that we can look into. I did want to touch on the NFT marketplace a little bit. So we've got a couple different reasons why we created that marketplace. One was for the different ideas like what was just shared. But then the other is we've created a gamification model within our platform where tenants and landlords can get rewarded for basically doing their tenant and landlord tasks. So, say a tenant pays rent on time for 3 months in a row, they're given a certain amount of, levels or badges or incentives and rewards to do things that they're supposed to be doing anyway. And a couple things that we're going to kind of play into that is, one, the NFT marketplace can play into that as far as building those levels. Maybe they get awarded certain NFTs of a collection, things like that. But it's also that gamification model is also going to work as free advertising for us as well. So say a tenant they've gotten to level 50 because they've paid 2 years of rent on time. They've gotten their cleaning deposit back because they kept such good care of the place. They've watched educational videos that we're going to have on our platform. They've built their profile up. Now they can use that profile as a reference for the next property they rent. And that acts as an advertising thing for us, because if they end up with a landlord that's not using Renteez and they hand over this paper that's got all these accolades on a nicely designed, well put out form, then theoretically that landlord's going to look at it and say, hey, like what's Renteez? And that gets the ball rolling. It'll be on the landlord side as well for landlords to be able to show that, they've completed successful maintenance requests in a timely manner. They've been prompt with their responses. They've done their educational videos and all these things. Then they can list that on their listings as well. So tenants can see that, hey, this is a good landlord. It's not going to be a pain in the butt. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. And then integrating that NFT marketplace into that as well is, I think, going to be pretty beneficial.
Yeah, I think so too. Sounds like a great concept to me, all around. So, Todd, did you have any further questions there, or Gloop?
To be honest, I think you covered most of my questions.
Yeah, we had a lot of questions, but these guys have answered all of them.
Yeah, you guys came in and just the general overall, we can tell that you've already yielded a lot of questions over there from different communities. Seems like you kind of got it nailed down of how to present your project, and that's great. You've kind of laid out exactly what you have to offer as far as, to the tenants, benefits to the renters as well, the tenants and the landlords, as far as even the token holders, and the reason the reason that you guys are having a pre-sale right now. Once again, not financial advice, but it is, having a chance to get in at the ground floor of what I consider to have great potential. So I'm very impressed with what you guys have to offer. I wish you really nothing but luck. And I've got to tell you, I hope we have a long-term standing relationship with you. I would love to hear, about Renteez going worldwide, or even just blowing up in any area. And knowing that, you guys gave us the opportunity to speak to you here before you got real big is great. So before you guys leave the studio today, I want to make sure we get your autograph in case this thing takes off real well, though. But yeah, so I really don't have any further questions. I'm checking in the background though. I was going to run a little bonus offer. We'll run for a little while after the AMA for some of the people that seem to have some questions. We're going to help a few of them get in. We're going to run a little incentivized bonus for some of the people that are buying into the pre-sale for you to try to, help navigate and get them over there for you. But soft cap's already hit. So I guess the question is, if the hard cap is hit, or when the hard cap's hit, or when it's not, in either direction, what are the launch plans? Do you guys have a dead set date? Is it when the pre-sale's over you're launching, or?
Yeah, we're going to launch right after pre-sale's over. And yeah, so we've actually, Cookie Sale's a new platform, and as everyone knows with crypto and technology in general, that new platforms tend to come with little kinks and things. And so they've actually created a support group for us that's within our Telegram channel. So if anybody does try to go on to cookiesale.io and purchase our pre-sale, which I strongly suggest you do. Yeah, so if anybody needs help with that, hop onto our Telegram and just ask, and we'll get you hooked up with the Cookie Sale support group. They've been great. They're 24/7. They've kind of got guys on shift. So yeah, they've been good with helping out people that need it. So if you guys got any questions, hop on over.
You guys had 21 AMAs, did I hear that right?
Yeah, we kind of went on a little bit of a tour. We did 21 AMAs. We've done 7 YouTube videos. We did a podcast, and we've had a ton of Twitter type of advertising, I guess.
Well, that sounds like a BSC record to me.
It's been a ride, that's for sure.
Well, that definitely shows that you guys mean business, and you're not a shitcoin, even though it's coming to you live from the shitcoin factory. You guys seem like the real deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And we, all of our community knows that you guys would not be here for an AMA with us if you weren't legit. I personally put my vouch out for you. You're audited. You're coming from Cookie Sale. As a matter of fact, that's how you reached out. And a shout out to the Cookie Sale platform as well. Those guys have worked well with us since day one, all the way from the early beginnings of Cody. We've dealt with Cookie Sale. So we like those guys a lot. You're right. With the new platform, there comes a lot of with the new platform, it's kind of almost like you guys are not the guinea pig, but you guys are stepping out and trying the new platform, and that's great. So, in my opinion, it's nothing but a good thing because the launch is going to go smoothly, but you're not getting any of the any of the malicious dumpers. There you go, that you would normally deal with from Pink Cell or anything. So I think that's great. I also wanted to point out too, for anybody that has a concern with the minimum buy into the pre-sale, I would like to point out that I'm personally in favor of this. I know 0.5 may be a large amount of more than some people invest in some, and maybe more than some are comfortable with. That's fine. You can join after the launch. That's not a problem. But I think that by having a minimum buy, you're getting rid of a lot of the penny flippers or people that would possibly even dump a chart. And we're familiar with them as the Shitcoin Factory. We deal with all types of crypto, but we only fully support and only provide AMAs and always look for the solid projects that you can sleep with at night. And that's what we try to get everybody over in. And when we find these projects, or you guys reach out to us and we find something stands out about it, we always like to make sure that we take a moment and let the community know. And whether you're watching us live or YouTube or anything later, you guys can always check in, because this project should will stand the test of time, and that'll be a good thing. Is that as long as you guys work just as hard as you have, and that many AMAs, it sounds like you're definitely putting in the approach and the effort behind it. So once again, I'm glad that you guys stopped by. I'm real excited about the platform. I'm excited about the token as well. We covered a lot of the platform, and guys, keep in mind that the token, it's kind of very close to what we do here. Our token doesn't make us or break us. We are a functioning community. It's the utility, and the token provides rewards for holding, and that's kind of the same thing there, guys. You would still get rewarded. You would still get everything else. And the software, the platform, and the general idea behind this is what's going to make it stand out from an everyday crypto project. So definitely keep that in mind. Not financial advice, never is. I'm just telling you that I personally am purchasing into the Renteez, into the Renteez coin, and I plan on holding for long term, because I think this is an exciting project.
I bought in yesterday. I think I'm going to be selling some more stuff off, moving some funds around.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, and we're building a pretty good community over there on Telegram, and we run some little more loose AMAs, more of a hangout. We did one yesterday that we actually showed kind of a sneak peek of our platform and where we're at in development on that. So come on over and join the family.
All right. Yeah. And likewise, you guys, if you ever venture over into Discord land a little bit more and want to hang out, or if you guys ever decide to set up a Discord in the future, by all means, let us know. We have open arms, and we love to help you guys get on board over here, and vice versa. And then, like I said, even that with the Renteez Discord, if you guys ever, I know it's confusing, but if you ever did branch out to it and expand, once again, open arms. We've got a great community. They'll help you guys get on board, even with your own if you need it. So anything like that, we look forward to a long-term relationship with you guys. And like I said, I am not afraid of the pre-sale not being full when you guys come in. I prefer that, and I'm glad you guys gave us the opportunity to take a part of it. So once again, thanks for stopping by. Was there anything else you guys wanted to add? I won't just leave you out there.
No, you've been great. I appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll do some follow-up stuff too. Thanks for having us on.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. Well, you guys are welcome to stop by at any time, and like I said, we're going to keep you keep in contact here. Of course, it's not a one and done type of deal. We're not done with you when we recommend you. We're going to follow you the whole way and create a little channel. You've already got a channel in our Discord actually devoted to Renteez. Renteez got you right here in the free candy call. So there's a full-blown channel in there that anybody can post any Renteez comments, questions, any updates beyond the AMA can go directly into that channel. You do not have to pay to be a part of that channel. It's in the free candy. So thanks for stopping by, guys. And if you missed any part of this live, once again, you'll find the recap. We'll put it on YouTube within a couple of days. And we appreciate it.
Thank you guys. This was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have
Thanks
a
for
good
having
one.
us on.